And you are live.
Welcome, everybody, to the 21 October 2024 meeting of the Annapolis Transportation Board. We have a quorum present, and additional people may join us as we proceed. But let's start going through the agenda and see how it goes. The first item of
Kurt,
business,
can
yes,
we stop?
sure.
I'm only seeing Vince, myself, and you. So are there others online for your quorum?
Hugh Hayes, Taylor Waters,
Oh, okay.
Kwaku,
They're not showing on my screen. Sorry.
David
Okay. You're
DeQuincio, and
good.
Tom Shuck. Yeah, you might, folks, if you have cameras and can turn them on, that would be nice. I think
There
it's
is
not showing.
also a view filter. So usually on like the top right, you can change and like show non-video participants.
Okay, yeah. Like I said, I'm getting my new computer all reestablished, so now I can see everybody. Thanks.
Okay, good.
I had it on speaker view, so only you were showing up, Kurt.
There's Taylor. All right. The roll call is evident on the screen, and so I will dispense with that. The agenda was distributed. Are there any of you would like to make alterations to the agenda? If not, all who approve, please indicate so. Okay, I think I see two.
Approved.
Okay, three. And Hugh, we're not seeing you and not hearing you either. Okay, we have a majority has approved, so I will proceed with the agenda. The minutes also were distributed, and I'd like to ask for approval of the minutes and any discussion that you feel is appropriate. Is there any discussion on the minutes previously distributed? Seeing nothing, all those in favor of approving the minutes previously distributed? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have a majority. Thank you. The next item of business is public participation, for which there is nothing in one sense. We have one of our prospective members attending, I thought, or at least I did see earlier. I don't see them now. We have, I'll talk about that a little bit later, and they may join us. City Council update. The chairman of the Transportation Committee of the City Council cannot make tonight's meeting. I had heard from Rhonda that she would be attending, but is not here just yet. So we will postpone the City Council update and move on to the Annapolis Transportation Department update. Kwaku?
Good evening.
Good evening
A couple
indeed.
of things kind of follow up with the microtransit. We have seen its increase in its popularity. Ridership is also growing, at least compared to looking at August and September ridership. In September, the ridership increased by about 40%, so that is good news. What we plan to do is that after about 6 months, we will compare the ridership with the old fixed orange route to determine whether the goal of the microtransit is being achieved. But so far, so good. The software is working pretty well, and we are very much happy with what we got. The other thing is the transit development plan, which is well underway. I don't know whether Beth will be talking about it, but it is going as planned. So we hope that by the end of this calendar year, we should be able to get a full draft, which will actually also come to the transportation board for review and comments. That's all that I have. I'm not sure if Marcus is on the line and if he has any additional information to share.
Who were you? Oh, Marcus does not appear to be on the line.
Okay.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you very much.
sure.
Could I ask you whether you are still producing your monthly report in the transportation department?
Yeah, we do. Marco sends to the city manager. So what I will ask him to do is that when he sends it to the city manager's office, he can send a copy to the board.
You know what would be really neat, and that would be if those reports were simply posted online so that we could review them. It would be nice, for example, to compare ridership on the various routes and via the various modes, the microtransit, fixed route transit, um, other elements of the transportation system, so that we can see in quantitative terms how many passengers are being transported, and we can compare that with the costs of operating the systems. My earnest hope is that the microtransit will turn out to be financially competitive. It certainly offers great convenience, but it's very difficult for an outsider who's farther away from it than you are, Kwaku, to have any sense of whether it is financially competitive. Are these rides being delivered at the same cost, at larger cost, at lower cost than passengers who are moved on the fixed route transit system? Is
I
it
will.
possible?
The city manager's report now, I believe, is a very short version. We don't include detailed ridership. However, the board at the end of the fiscal year can request the ridership data by route for each month to see where we are. For the microtransit, there is no additional operating cost because we are just using one bus for the orange route, which was the case when it was a fixed route service. For the purple route, we used to have two large buses that we were using on the purple route. Given the fact that the purple route covers the entire city and the wait time was like 75 minutes, we actually added two more buses, but we are using our existing resources to do that. But you can make such a request. Whatever data that we have, we can share with the board. I believe the city manager's report is not like the previous ones where we have more detailed ridership that we can actually see a trend. But I'll check with Marcos what kind of information actually goes in. I do provide him with whatever that he asks of me, and then he puts it together and send it over to the city manager's office.
Thank you. I did run across one city transportation site, and I can't remember which one it was. But as a matter of routine, they published their monthly rider statistics visibly on the website for everybody to see, and it was very, very impressive. You could see how things, not only what the ridership was, but trends with time. And I would commend your considering posting that kind of information public, because I think it's of interest, broad interest.
Okay, I will take it to the directors but we do have the ridership data by route for each month. So we can actually do it per year over a 5-year period to see the trend for each route, and then we go from there.
Okay, well, thank you, Kwaku.
Sure.
The next item is board membership. I need to bring you up to date. We have pending 2 nominations for new members of the Transportation Board, Robert Madden and Forrest Landa. Forrest Landa has been cleared for membership by the Transportation Committee of the City Council. I don't know that the City Council itself has acted on it, and he is not present here today, although he was invited. The other person is Robert Madden, who I believe is a Ward 1 person, and he has been approved by neither the Transportation Committee nor the City Council at large. So we have two nominations that are made but are pending, and we'll just have to see how they proceed. Tom, would you like to say something about your membership? You're up for renewal.
Yes, I just communicated to the lady who organizes the board that I won't be continuing after December. So I think when the term ends, I will discontinue my participation.
Okay, well, I will miss you, and I think the rest of us will too. If you can beat the bushes for a worthy successor, we would all appreciate it. And I pass on that request of all of you. If you know of persons who are both interested and skilled and would have something to contribute to the board by adding them, we have empty slots, both at large and for wards. And we also have a provision in our law that enables us to appoint persons, even if they live outside the ward, if that vacancy has existed for more than a certain period of time. So please let me know of anybody you think would be a worthy candidate for joining our board. All right, the next item of business is legislation. There were two ordinances that were referred to us for our review. At least two members of the board, Taylor and Beth, reviewed the thing. I looked at it very quickly, and nobody had any comments of significance. And so I distributed to you for your approval a note from us to the city, basically saying that we find the ordinance to be appropriate and we have no further comment on it. Is there any discussion on this? In that case, I would take a proposal that we approve that report that I drafted for the committee and that we forwarded to the city.
Kurt, I need to recuse myself from this one because I have to admit I did not read the reports that you sent. I've not had time, so wouldn't be appropriate for me to vote on them tonight.
All right.
I can make a motion to approve.
Okay.
I'll second it.
All right. Any discussion further? All those in favor of approving our approval of the ordinance? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is a majority of those attending, and so I will forward that. I'll finalize the draft that I distributed to you and forward it to the city. It's inconsequential, to say the most. Right. Baku mentioned the Annapolis Transportation Plan. Beth Dolezal has been participating in that and is not present for some reason, so she cannot give us her spin on that. And so we have most efficiently gotten to the last item on the agenda, which is new business. The floor is open for any new business you would like to introduce. And we'll follow our usual custom of going round robin, where you can make any remark or propose items of new business. Hugh, you're first. We're not hearing from you, Hugh.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing for me tonight.
Okay, thank you. Edward Bergman is not here. Zoe?
I have some business, or I have some, can we do new business and announcements?
Yes,
At the same
indeed.
time? So we are hosting, or the city of Annapolis is hosting a community meeting on our behalf, the Naval Academy's behalf, on Wednesday night, this coming Wednesday at 6:30, to share with the communities in Ward 1 surrounding the area near our Gate 3 off of King George Street. And Taylor, I need to reach out to you, make sure you're tracking this project. We at the Naval Academy will be replacing the perimeter wall that's behind our parking garage that borders Hanover, Wagner streets. And so the project it will last approximately 2 years for completion. It'll be completed in 3 phases. And we've been working very closely with the city of Annapolis to, we have to take up a few parking spaces within what is a pay for parking area as well as residential parking area. And so we've been really working closely with the city of Annapolis to accommodate and make mitigation measures and to pay and compensate Premier Parking for the loss of the revenue for those parking spaces that will be taken up. And we're also working very closely on reconfiguring or making alterations to the traffic patterns within those street areas that service that area to allow for the sidewalk to be reconstructed and a temporary security wall to be placed outside the existing perimeter wall. So we are hosting this meeting on Wednesday night, this coming Wednesday night, and then I'll be able to share with the board our presentation. We'll kind of go through the parking mitigation measures as well as the changes in traffic patterns.
So
So
is
I
that
just wanted to let
a
folks.
public meeting?
It is a public meeting, and the city is hosting it for us so that we can reach residents who live in that area.
Okay. And what is the site of the meeting?
It is virtual.
Oh,
On Zoom.
virtual. Can you send us an announcement so that we
Yep.
know how to sign in and that sort of thing?
Yes.
Great. Well, that's an item of significance. It won't have any impact on vehicular traffic, but it will impact
It will.
parking. Oh, it will?
It will. We have some traffic alterations within those roads. Some of them are two-way, but we're taking up one side of the road to basically replace the sidewalks, and also have to build a temporary secure perimeter wall on the inside of that sidewalk. So in some cases where there's two-way traffic, it will be converted to one-way.
Can you educate us generally on the security situation? I mean, in times gone by, the Naval Academy was much more open to people entering than they are these days. For example, a bicyclist can't go through there, to my knowledge, anymore, and you need special permission to enter with an automobile. And you're rebuilding walls. So it's a very secure situation. Can you say anything about the evolution of security of the Naval Academy, indeed all military academies around the country, as the security situation generally has changed? What has happened with time?
I'm not sure of the evolution. A lot of it is, based on operational security measures and what security force protection index we stand at. At present, there's different security measures that go into place in different situations. But a number of those changes, and I know I did check on it does sound like we made some changes to the bicycle access, as you mentioned, for the retired DoD civilians. So you were correct. I didn't know we had made that change. I'm not sure of the reason for that. It may be to decrease the number of bicycles on the installation from pedestrian safety perspective.
Well, I think it was aimed at cars, but it picked up bicycles also. There were civilian DoD retiree passes that were formerly they could be used for access to the academy. They are no longer valid for that purpose.
Yeah, there have been a number of changes within our access instruction in the last couple of years, but I don't know the genesis of those.
Are the military academies thought to be targets in some sense that requires this?
Yeah, I can't really speak to that, Kurt, but there's operational security issues associated with any military installation.
Okay.
So we're keeping perimeter security, installation security of our visitors, security of our midshipmen and our armed forces is, of utmost importance. So, and that needs to be, respected within our community. It is an active military installation, and so.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for the news.
And the perimeter wall, that perimeter wall replacement has to do with the fact that the wall is deteriorating. So, but in replacing it in place and replacing the footers, and then that required us to also replace the City of Annapolis sidewalk. We have to build a temporary perimeter wall or secure fence on the outside. But all work will be completed from the inside, but it will require us to take up 1 lane of those 2-lane roads in that area.
Is it true that there's several gates that exist but are not usually, they're not in everyday use?
Well,
I think
our 2 main gates are Gate 1 and Gate 8. Sorry.
right.
We do have a few other operational gates that we do open on occasion,
Mhm.
but they're not manned on a routine basis.
Right. One of them near the coffee shop used to be open, but I guess is no longer.
It opens for special occasions.
Mm-hmm.
It'll open probably for the Halloween concerts.
Oh, good. All right. Well, thanks for the news.
Yes, and then on the bike path, Route 450 King George Street bike path project, we do have a stakeholder meeting scheduled for this coming Monday with State Highway. So don't have any other updates on that project at this point, but we are looking forward to receiving their 2 design alternatives, which will be at 30% design.
Yeah,
But I'm not sure if they'll be delivering those on Monday or not. But that project is continuing to move forward, but I don't have an update. But I will probably after Monday.
Okay, thank you. Next is Tara Ashmore, who is not here. Taylor?
You said Taylor, Kurt?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I don't have anything.
Okay, thanks. John Giannetti is not here. David DeQuincio.
Nothing from me, thanks.
All right. And Vince is yeah.
Nothing for me, thanks.
Okay. Well, thanks for checking in, if only by cell phone as you drive. And I have nothing further either. Apart from the thing that I sent just a few minutes before this meeting. Evidently, a survey is contemplated by the city on the Parking District 5 issue. And I sent some personal remarks to our alderman and to the city regarding a survey, and the importance of really considering what the purpose of the survey is, and what the design of the survey should be, and what the target audience should be. So I encourage you to read that note that I distributed to you just within the past hour, and give me any comments. With that, I have nothing further, and will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
And all those in favor, hate to see you go, guys.
Well,
Good